Sean Strickland gave his unique take on the sad passing of UFC legend Stephen Bonner.
So I'm going to ramble on about something that just doesn't sit right with me. It might not even be coherent. But Stephen Bonner just died. And like my Instagram feed, Google, it's like flooded with like pictures of like people like, hey, this is me and Stephen Bonner training. We're buddies. Like we used to hang out back in the day. Like I'm going to post a picture about him and get double tap likes. But like, man, the Stephen Bonner I know was fucking nuts. He was addicted to opioids. He got arrested, got kicked out of a hospital because they wouldn't give him opioids. His gym went under during COVID. And you know me, I'm an asshole. Like I'm an asshole. I'm not gonna post a picture and say rest in peace. I'm an asshole. But you fucking people that like after he died, you post pictures of him in support and all this. Like, well, this man was losing his shit. Where were you? And I'm not saying you had to be there for him, but you weren't there for him then. Don't be there for him now, because now he doesn't need it.
Chris Curtis commented on his post saying, "Remember that talk about keeping things inside? This was definitely one of those times." Roy Nelson commented saying, "Not the most PC, but people need to understand. If you know someone hurting, help them. But only you know what you did or didn't do and can look at yourself in the mirror." Michael Chiesa commented saying, "You wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for him." Michael Bisping criticized Sean's video and said that he lacked sensitivity to the situation.
Do you know what really kind of annoyed me was this video from Sean Strickland yesterday. Sean's always inserts himself. He always has an opinion. And, you know, for the most part, that's what we like about Sean. You know, he doesn't care. He's not pandering to anyone. He says what's on his mind. And to a certain degree, I do respect that. But I feel like he was way off the mark. So, yeah, I mean, look, listen, to a certain degree, I understand his point, but it's just flat out wrong. The reality is that a lot of us are all going through struggles, pain in our personal life, and we don't share that. I mean, that's one of the reasons why mental health is such a big focus right now, because people don't talk about it, certainly men, you know, and his wasn't a mental health thing from what I understand, and what the theory would be is an addiction issue. But to come out and just show our respect, our condolences, our sadness, you know, I don't think it was upon us necessarily. What am I in the wrong for having sympathy and feeling for the guy? Just because I did see him and, you know, he's looking a mess, but what am I going to do? You know what I mean? We're all, as sad as it is, we're all living our own lives. We've all got our own things to take care of on a day-to-day basis. And maybe that sounds insensitive. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? It's only when you realize how bad the problem was in hindsight that it's like, shit. But there's nothing wrong with celebrating the man's life and what he achieved and what he meant to this sport. Because if it wasn't for Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin, that final fight, you know, we might not be sitting here as, you know, a former UFC fighter and a current UFC fighter right now, because that first season was a massive reason for the growth of this sport.
Yeah, you know, I'm like you. I understand the point that he's trying to make. I think the timing is insensitive. But I mean, I think that's just Sean. I don't think that he's trying to shit on, because I actually went through the comments to read what some of the people were saying, and he even to his credit, to Sean Strickland's credit, he tried to reiterate, like, I'm not trying to shit on the guy. I'm not saying anything bad about him. He's more talking about maybe the people that he views as just looking for likes and clicks and, oh, look at me, you know, I'm sad or whatever. I think that's what his point was, but I think the timing just wasn't great. But that's the thing. Like, what if okay, say I trained with Stefan one day at the PI or something, we took a picture, like, I wouldn't be allowed to post that picture. Just like, what, I'm not allowed to be sad. You know, like, you can't be. I didn't even know Stephen Bonner, and I think it's just sad in general when someone that's so young passes away and just had the struggles that he had, and you know, again, just kind of had his whole life kind of fall apart. And maybe, you know what, maybe some of that stuff was his fault, but that doesn't make it any less sad for me. Hey,
listen, we're all kind of responsible ultimately for our own path in life. We are masters of our own destiny.
Like you said, what are we supposed to do? Like, sometimes I'm barely able to keep it on the goddamn tracks myself.
Same here. Same here.
Trying to keep my own shit together, man.
And I didn't know Stefan particularly well. I would always say hi, always stop have a polite little conversation, but that was about the extent of our relationship. I didn't have his phone number or anything like that. Of course, I'm sad. You know, it really sends a message, though. I mean, look at this year. We've had Elias Theodore, Anthony Johnson, Stefan Bonner. There was Orlando Sanchez, a guy that I trained with.
Yeah, recently.
Jiu-jitsu guy. You know, I mean, that's 4. I mean, there's many other people passed away this year in the public spotlight. I mean, if that doesn't, and this is kind of depressing for a Christmassy show, but if that doesn't send the message and make you realize, and I say it all the time, we only get one life. There ain't no rerun. You know, this ain't no practice run. This is it.
Conor McGregor recently bought and customized a children's toy for it to mimic his voice note, saying that RARTEM is a rat. Check this out. Serra explains the backstory to his viral IG video at Universal Studios.
So I was taking a shit at Universal Studios, and this guy next to me, the guy who cleans it, his eyes knocking on the door. This guy, hey buddy, this guy, he's waiting for security. He kept knocking on the door, and I told him, there he is. There he is. I told him, hey man, I'm taking a shit. Excuse me, I'm recording it. Oh, trust me, I am. So I told the guy I'm using the bathroom, man. I got some colitis. He knocked on the door again. I go, dude, occupied.
Listen, anyway, Dean, so let's talk about the incident until Alex comes on, and then we'll talk about
listen, I've been dying to hear about this incident because I love a good Serra fight story.
But you know what's funny, Dean? It looks like I kept everybody on hanging, but can I tell you, and this happened, I think, when I was with you too, you've seen it. Because I'm with my family, I'm doing a lot of videos. You know how you stop your iPhone stops recording because you have to manage your shit? You have to manage your photos, videos. So as I was doing that, the video you saw on Serra BJJ, my Instagram, it stopped right when the story was getting good. And then I said, if you want to hear the rest, tune into UFC Unfiltered.
Right.
The reason it stopped right at that point is because it just stopped recording out of naturally. So I'm like, but meanwhile, it turned out okay because we probably have a lot of people listening.
Yeah, it was a good tease.
It was a good tease, you know? I'm at Universal with the family, right? Now, can I point out, and you know this about me, I have something called ulcerative colitis, okay? Now, if people don't know what that is, there's different forms. I have a mild, why are you smiling at that?
I'm not smiling.
Why are you smiling?
I'm not smiling
at my condition.
I'm not smiling at your condition. I know that you have like a condition.
I'm very clean, by the way. I might shit a lot. I jump in the shower in the middle of the night if I have.
I know.
But anyway, the thing is this. Let me just explain what that is. It's like I have a mild case, even though I got 3 colonoscopies and they don't know what it's like it's like some people have it bad where they're like, yo, they have to go and it's nasty and it's like all the time. I have like flare-ups where my stomach, it's like I don't have to go, then I have to go. And then when I am going to the bathroom, I'm trying to do this without too much TMI. Yeah. But I want people to know like where I'm at with this. So like, if I do have to go, you might think you're done going to the bathroom, obviously number 2. Mm-hmm. And you're not done. You get up, you wash your hands, you're like, oh, you might have some more. So you go back down and you sit down. So this is what I'm dealing with, right? And it is what you motherfucker, you stop. Can you be wrong? You make fun of me for being immature. Can you be a damn adult for 2 seconds? What? What? You mother.
What? I'm sorry.
Mother. All right, stop.
I'm sorry. Okay, keep going. All right, keep going. I'm sorry. I'm
explaining my situation. So look, okay. I'm at Universal Studios.
Okay.
And my family went to go on a ride. Now look, we're in the Harry Potter section. I'm not going to get graphic.
You was on the Potter.
Oh yeah, I was on Potter. So we're at the Harry Potter section. They wanted to go on a ride. And I go, look, I ain't gonna lie. The butter hit me. You understand? You know what the butter beer is?
Yeah.
It's like a drink. It's all fun. It's delicious. It's a little frosty, it's a little slushy. I love it. Anyway, so I drank maybe one too many butterbeers. So my kids and my wife are going on the Harry Potter goblet race, whatever it is. I'm in the bathroom. Now, I get in there, right? So, I'm waiting, and then there's a kid waiting, like a younger kid waiting to use a stall. Because you know how it is in those theme parks. You have to wait sometimes for a stall. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So then, the one guy gets out. The kid's about to get in, and the cleaning guy cuts right in front of the kid and starts cleaning that stall. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I didn't even think too much of it. I thought maybe it was a mess in there or something. I don't know. That comes into play later. Not like. So then the kid goes in one, then eventually another one opens up, and I go. Now, Dean, like I said, man, it could be 10 minutes, 15, I don't know, 5 minutes. So I'm in there for maybe a little bit, So I get a knock on the thing. And I'm like, oh, in here, buddy.
That's annoying.
In here, buddy. Nice, in here.
Yeah.
Not even a minute, seriously. So I'm like, you walk in, there's the urinals to the right, like 3 stalls and 1 to the back. And I was in the back. Mm-hmm. So there's feet by the stall, obviously. So I see them not leaving, and I'm still in the toilet. Not even a minute later, I go, occupied. Now I'm getting a little like, dude, I see them still there. So now, Dean, I'm trying to be cool while I'm trying to finish my business. Dude, I'm talking maybe 30 seconds. I go, like, are you serious? I go, again. I go, buddy. I go, dude. He goes, I have to clean the stall. And when he does that, he puts his hands over on top of the thing. Like he's resting his hands where I see 4 fingers of a glove over my stall. So I go, hey man, you gotta clean the stall. I go, how about when I'm done taking a shit? And he goes, oh, sir, hey, sir, there's kids here. You can't swear. Hey, I can't swear? I go, how about you get away from the stall? Now, Dean, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Would anybody else be annoyed at this? Am I normal for getting annoyed, Dean Thomas?
No, that's perfectly normal.
Let's stop the story right now and get Alex Morono in here. And we're going to finish this story, Dean Thomas, because listen, I'm not kidding. It gets a little worse before it gets better. So listen, Dean Thomas. So now I'm on the ball, and we got to the point where the guy's gloved hand is over the stall, and I told him after the 3rd time of letting him know it's occupied, he's telling me he has to clean the stall, right? So I tell him, hey, how about after I'm done taking a shit, you can clean the stall? So he goes, oh, sir, your language. My language? My language? Hey, dude, how about you get away from the stall? So now he's there. Now I hear him talking Spanish with the other guy, Dean. They're talking Spanish, right? I don't know what they're saying. So how about this? Now listen to this. They're not moving. And I hear, oh, no, you could use these 3 stalls. This guy's in here for 25 minutes. Oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh. And then I hear them laughing. Okay. I go, hey, buddy, keep that same energy and keep those jokes when I'm out of here. Keep that same fucking joke. So, Dean, I'm done, right? I'm done. I kicked that thing open like cowboy saloon doors. You understand? Boom. There's a guy facing me, right? One guy. And then the other guy, little fat guy who was in the videos behind the door because it was kind of kicked open on him. So he comes around. I go, first thing I say is, I go, who's the wise ass? Now, listen, we're at Universal. There's some kids up against the urinals with their dads. And can I say something about those dads? If I was one of those dads and I seen these 2 guys with somebody in the store, obviously they're with me, dude. Not only the knocking, but then, oh, no, sorry, he's in here for 25 minutes. You have to use another. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was inappropriate.
Totally inappropriate. Hey, I'm not saying it didn't deserve a smack. I don't want to get arrested. But when I kick the door open, I'm fully prepared for anything because these crossed the line, okay? So just picture this situation. So when I kick the door open, okay, who's the wise ass? So then he comes out from behind the thing and he's looking at me, little fat muffin guy. It looks like that show on Saturday Night Live, like Pat. Remember that thing, Pat?
Yeah.
And but it was like Pat with a tan, okay? So I go, hey, you got something to say? I go, where's the jokes? sir, you can't curse. I'll go, you can't curse. There's kids. I go, don't make it about my cursing. I go, you're out of line. You curse, I'm gonna get security. There's kids here? Then why are you beating down the door when I'm taking a shit? Sir, you cursing? I'm cursing. I'm mad. You know? I'm getting security. Get security. Get them. Everybody. Apologize. I have kids too. This guy's out of line. That's it. So we walked out. When we walked out, I started, so this him and another guy. So the other guy, I go, hey, maybe you're reasonable. He's beating down the door. He goes, are you done? Are you done? Can I talk? I go, it's about, respect. And I go, hey, respect. I go, the guy's beating down the door. Can I talk? I go, no, you can't talk. Go security. Dean. Okay? In front of everybody, I smacked the at him because to prove a point.
Yeah.
You're wrong. Now look, so I'm waiting for security. So I started filming, and I didn't mean to leave everybody hanging, because as I was filming, I told you earlier, the thing was out of storage. So it cut off exactly when I said it was occupied after the second time. So I want to vent,
Yeah.
And the guy's coming up to you, can't film. I go, dude, I'm filming, fatty, So then I'm waiting for security, Dean. And as I'm waiting for security, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go wait by the roller coaster. So I go, hey, dude, follow me. Come on over, dude. I'm gonna be right over there waiting for my family. All right. So I go tell security I'm over there. Send them my way. So then I go, hey, are you looking for a short bald man? He goes, what? Can I hear your side? Now he's looking at me. And Dean, I'm not being that guy, but I think the guy recognized me. I think the guy watched the fights. I can just, I have that.
And you can always tell when they know.
Yes. So as I go, look, man, I go, dude, I'm not starting to mess with anybody who's cleaning toilets, dude. I respect people, but now as he's saying this giant guy comes over. Matt Serra. I go, oh, what, dude? Like, what's up, man? I go, he goes, I'm a big fan. I go, a big fan. I use that one before. Yeah. Anyway, so he's a big guy. He was with his wife or whatever. So he's giving me a bro hug. He wants a picture. So I get him to take a picture with him putting me in a choke. I'm going to post it later. His name is Lee.
Yeah.
Nice guy. Hit me up on Instagram. So he goes, I go, hi, Lee. He said he's Lee. I said, hey, buddy, hey, big guy. He goes, oh, I'm this and that. And from wherever. I go, where you from? And the security guy's right there. I go, hey, I'm sorry, I'm trying to explain this guy that I'm not sure. He goes, do you know who this is? He goes, oh, he goes, and I go, look, man, you go, thanks for having my back, buddy. I go, so the security guy says, I go, hey, look, dude, this is right and wrong. And I kind of gave him to sum up what's going on. I go, that's downright wrong. I go, I'm not going to be a little like these guys and try to go to their supervisor and get them in trouble, but they were wrong. He goes, it was a communication thing on their part. I'm going to get it dealt with. I'm gonna have to talk with them. And I go, all right, good, man. Like, I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble, but they were wrong. And they're lucky it didn't go worse. So that's the story of me and that shitty bad attendant. No pun intended. I'm a guy. Don't with me.